man today?
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Give them all a hand, Dave. Yay. How y'all doing? Looking good. You're simply a reflection of me. So we're going to do an experiment today. It's the one you've all been waiting for. So we come to this place or someplace like this many Sunday mornings. We hear great music. We hear wonderful, inspiring prayer treatment, and hopefully a message that works to make our lives better. And we leave and we go, and maybe we come back on Monday night to class. Apparently a lot of people are doing that these days. Yay, Barbara. And then all of a sudden something happens in our life that we didn't want to happen. What do? We react, because that's what human beings do. They have an emotional reaction, you know? Look like one of those. Somehow, we have this thing that happens to us that we seem to have no control over, and we fall into this thing, which is truly a natural human situation. We have an emotion. We have a thought. We define the thing that's happened. We give it a name. And we react to it. Whatever it is, whatever the cause was that brought it to us. Something has happened. And we go, or more. And it's not that there's something wrong with us when we do that. That's kind of how we're wired. I was coming home on Friday from Denver, and I noticed there was a couple up near the gate, getting ready to get aboard the plane, and the mother was holding a little baby, a little guy who couldn't have been a year old. And she suddenly remembered she had to go get something, and she starts walking off with this child, and over her shoulder, this baby is watching them get further and further away from his daddy. And he goes, "Wah!" And in a way, every time something happens to us that we don't like, we have that. You know, we don't quite have to do it externally, but internally we're going, "No, that's what I wanted." And that's okay. Dr. Ken Gordon, our spiritual leader of Centers for Spiritual Living, I get it out, had an unfortunate message come to him last Thursday while he was in Denver with me and Golden, that his beloved sister made her transition. And a few minutes after he got the word, he came into my office because he had committed to speak at a conference the next weekend, and he recognized he couldn't do that now. He had to be with family. And the feeling in him, I've seen Ken angry, and I've seen Ken, in this great joyous state. I had never seen him in that space of grief, and it was so real. He didn't say anything about it. He wanted to make sure that I could cover him at that conference in Oregon next weekend, which I told him I would do. But what he was feeling was so palpable. He brought it into the room. And it's okay to have those experiences in life. There's nothing wrong with that. The thing is, what are you going to do next? Your choice. There's lots of different ways to do it. If you're part of this community and you subscribe to the teachings of the science of mind, that's going to, well, in a way, narrow your choices if you want to stay in principle. But you still have choices. You can go to a practitioner. A lot of people don't have a practitioner. Some people keep them on retainer. You can go to Reverend Christie. You can go to Dr. Barbara. You can go to a lot of places. Actually, one thing that comes to mind is when two of our members, one had a physical thing happen. I don't know whether it was a stroke or what is in remembering the story, but was suddenly raced to the hospital. And the initial diagnosis by the doctors, the doctors came to Marcy, the wife, and said, it seems that there's permanent neurological damage in your husband and he'll probably never walk again. And her immediate answer was, I don't agree to that. And my minister is on her way. And of course, Barbara came in there and did what she did, and he walked out of the hospital. Yeah, okay. And we have lots of stories like that. We've got stories of people winning lotteries and stories of people mending bones instantly. That's the same person, actually. Not at the same time. But the realm of possibility is always there. But what we seldom do when you show up on Sunday morning, where are we going with this? Yeah. We're going to a place that never closes. We're going to that place that says that if we are clear in who we are, and we call forth a response, that response must appear. It must demonstrate in our lives. Now, we talk about that endlessly. We talk about us being the presence of the divine. We sing about it. We know that life is the presence of God. Yet when those moments happen in our lives where something's not working the way we thought it would, we kind of tend to crumble. We tend to fall into the abyss, at least for a moment. But then there's that second opportunity to do something. But the only way that's going to ever work for you in your life is if you practice it, is if you know how to do that. Anyone that has done any kind of sport or any kind of discipline in life knows that you must practice. I believe that's why we call these people in our community practitioners, because their task is to practice and practice and practice and practice. I have no doubt in my mind that every one of you has the same power within you that I just spoke of with Barbara when she walked into that hospital and declared that that man was whole. I have no doubt that that power to create is within you, because you don't really have to do the hard work. There's this thing called the universal force. We call it the law, that will take the impress of your thought and turn it into who you want it to be, what you want it to be based on who you are. Your consciousness drives that, because the law isn't there to decide for you. The law is there to serve you. It is subject to your consciousness. That's where the power is. The power is in initiating that. And we initiate it with our thought. And yes, we go through our stuff. But then suddenly, we clear our minds, and we remember who we are, and we act upon it, and something happens, right? We teach this all day long here. Every time you come here, this is what you're going to hear. What we don't often do is invite you to demonstrate that. That's the experiment. Oh, crap. Oh, no, I have to do something? Jonelle came and made the bread this morning. And she came into my office for a hug and said, "You're speaking today?" I said, "Yes." She said, "What's your topic?" I said, "The Great Experiment." She said, "Oh, we have homework." Actually, you do. You do have homework. And we're gonna work through that, because what we're going to do is look for a sign. That's all I'm asking you to do, is create a sign in your life. Create a gift in your life that wasn't there before. Something that I want you to expect it, but I want it to show up unexpectedly, because I don't want you to say what it is. See, the beauty of treatment, and one of the little nuances of treatment that most people miss, is we're not ever treating something in its specificity. We're not treating an exact outcome. We're treating a quality. We're treating a state of consciousness. We're being aware of the presence in its perfect form, which already exists. So whatever is to show up in your life already exists. You just haven't noticed it yet. And it doesn't matter what it looks like. Yes, it could be a check in the mail. That's kind of one of the standards around here, is get a check in the mail. I remember that's actually how it was my first experience many, many years ago. 30 years ago, Barbara. I was one of Barbara's classes. The first class I took, and I was a loudmouth in class. Now, some of you know what that means. And she gives us this assignment that over the next week, by the time we come to class the next week, we are to have manifest money in our lives. And all of you that have taken the summer prosperity class know this game, except we had 1 week. You've got 6, 8 weeks to do that. We got 1 week to do that. And I'm thinking, God, I've been such a big mouth in this class. They're going to expect me to do this. I had no idea. I had just come back from overseas. I didn't know anybody who could send me money. But I said, okay, let's give it a go. And sure enough, by the end of the week, the work I did on myself, a check for about $500 showed up from the IRS. They had just found me, and they owed me money. Wow, how about that? Well, lucky me, right? Actually, no. This is how it works. If we set into mind that something is going to happen, it will happen, but don't be too specific with it. Rather than being specific with the thing that you would have happen for this project that we're going to do, I want you to feel how you're going to feel when you realize it. You're going to say, huh, right? Or you're going to start screaming and dancing and doing all those kind of fun things. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter, but get a sense, if you want to play this game, if you want to do this grand experiment with me, I want you to get a sense in a few minutes when we go through this process of what it's going to feel like to suddenly get that the thing that you called forth is this. Now, you can't be thinking so ridiculously grand that you can miss it. Because in class, when we're looking for money and we're creating money in our lives, some people come up and say, I found a penny. And everybody cheers because they manifest a penny. There's nothing wrong with that. They did the task because a penny is money. We don't even have that on you, though. We're not asking you to say exactly what it's going to be. It doesn't have to be money. It could be an email or a card or a voicemail message from somebody that just you can get that this is a gift in your life. So I want to invite you to join me in this experiment to find the sign. Whatever is the sign, that's the thing that you're looking for. That's the thing that you're going to find. And how do you do that? Well, you open up. You open up to the possibilities of your life. Now, do you have to have faith? Yes, you have to have faith. But that's not where we're going with this. We want you to expect a result. Expect a result. To claim into your life a gift of some sort. To open up to it. And to work from that place of expectation. And to be open and willing to receive whatever is yours. Whatever lovely, delightful little gift comes to you. And as a result of you placing that impress upon the law of spirit. We do it all the time. The difference is you don't notice it. You notice it when it's a problem, don't you? Who do you think created the problem? You did. That doesn't make you bad or wrong. It simply means there's something in your consciousness, either words or ideas or pictures or something, a feeling even, that is going to draw something to you. And it's if you're worried about something, I mean, that's like putting up a neon sign. So let's put up a neon sign for something lovely, something fun, something interesting that comes into our life because we are open to it. That's what we want to look for. Now, I told you that this wasn't going to be particularly easy. It's going to work, though. What I want you to do is be open to this possibility and to have a little bit of faith. A little bit of faith. About as much as a mustard seed. You heard that story? That must have been why it was mustard in the circle. Jesus said, it was recorded in Luke, it says, if you had faith even as small as a mustard seed, you would say to the mulberry tree, you may be uprooted and thrown into the sea, and it would do it for you. That's Jesus' expression of how it all works. Let's not go after mulberry trees. Let's find a gift. Let's find a blessing in our life that just shows up because we claimed it. Okay? That's all we're looking for. Something easy. Something fun. Oh, I don't want to do that yet. I'll come back to that. Let's do this. If you think maybe this is something you'd like to try today, I want to ask you to do this and to claim your blessing in the next 48 hours. 48 hours. We're going to start at noon today, and you will have a blessing in your life that you can recognize by Tuesday at noon. Yeah, well, it's going to work. It's going to work, right? You know, time is all relative. And if I gave you 2 weeks, you'd probably do it on the 14th day. All we're looking at is 2 little days. I mean, how many days have you been on the planet? Tens, Some of you over 100,000. You can do 2 days, right? So for the next 2 days, your work is to expect a blessing in your life that you weren't expecting. I know. You have to be open to the possibility. And all you have to do is know that it's there and feel it. Know that it's there and feel it. 48 hours, noon Tuesday. Something in your life shows up that wasn't there before, and you can go, that's it. This is proving God. Prove me now, saith the Lord. That's what we're going to do. The great experiment. And if we do this, and if the gift shows up, which it will, you can no longer in your life deny that you are in charge of your life. I know, I'm asking a lot. So I would imagine there's some angst in the room. I would imagine some are not sure that they want to do this. I can't make you do it. I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to invite you right now. So if you want to be part of this experiment for the next 48 hours, I would like you please to stand. Good for you. Good for you. Give yourselves a hand. That's very good. Stay up. Everybody stay up. So what we're going to do is here we're going to come together in a clear knowing of who we are. We're going to come together in consciousness and claim this blessing into each one of our lives. So I invite you to close your eyes, to move into the stillness, to remember with absolute certainty who you are, and to know with me that the presence of the divine dwells at the point of me, and it dwells at the point of you. Everything that God is right where you are. Nothing is missing. Everything is there. The creative power of the universe dwells at the point of you. And as you think your thoughts, you are free to create your life. So move away from any idea, any skepticism that this is not so, any idea that you can't. Move away from any idea that somehow this won't work. Set that down right now. And I invite you not to pick that up. You can pick it up in a couple of days, but not now. Be with me in this knowing that there's a blessing in your life to be revealed, and it is revealed now, right now. And this now moment carries you through the next 2 days, so that as you lay your head down to go to sleep, you remember that you have a blessing. And as you wake up in the morning, for the next 2 mornings, you recognize that there is a blessing revealed in your life. Live in that anticipation with me for the next 2 days and prove God in your life. So what I know is that God is all there is. God is the presence and the power that dwells in, through, and as all things. It is the creator of all. And it is what I am. And it is what each person standing in this room is. Perfect, whole, and infinitely complete. Able to create the life that is desired. Able to receive the gifts of the divine. Open heart, open mind, ready to receive. And that receiving is complete. There is that joyous moment of going, there it is. There it is. And I invite everyone here in this room right now to feel that feeling of there it is. There's my blessing. There's my blessing from God. That which I am one with as right now. So we each reveal to ourselves the divine presence that we are, the creative essence of our very being. We accept it, and we rejoice in it. And we tell somebody what happened. Isn't that lovely? Yeah. And we move into that gratitude that in life we are creating a world that works for everyone because we know how it works. This is the truth of us right here, right now, and forevermore. And so it is. that good? There should be a little anxiety in the room. That's perfectly normal. Let it be and do your work. And then come share the story with me. Share the story with anybody that you'd like to. Because this is who we are. And when you demonstrate that, you will know the truth. And that's all we're going to say about that, except that I do want to share what I tweeted this morning. Today, as God makes this day, I make my day. There's no difference, for there is no day without my day and yours. It's all God, and so it is. I love you guys.